My beautiful Leos. I think some of you honestly just need some quality TLC. The first thing that came through when I was channeling was like this lion that was exhausted, just like slumped over. But then there was like these little like cherub angel fairies that were like braiding your mane, and then they were like filing your claws. It was just, you are potentially exhausted or just need to take a day or 2 or 3 or as many as you need, going to the spa, just sleeping, some rest, because lots of expansion and coming through. And I mean, we're in Taurus season, we're going through the eclipses, so all fixed signs, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio, are going to be feeling it. Saturn, planet of discipline, hard work, is currently in Aquarius, which is opposing everything that you have in Leo. So it may feel like a lot and potentially a good energy to expand or everything that you're wanting, but please do not neglect the self-care at this time. Even the notion of getting a manicure was coming through, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to get a manicure, but doing something for yourself that there needs to be no result, like just pure self-care. And it was even interesting, this came up later in the reading, but it's only, or in the channel, pardon me, it's only when you feel full and that you're ready to go that you should progress, or that you can keep running that marathon or continually improve upon yourself. I think there's also going to be a speaking engagement or an opportunity for a presentation or just to put yourself out there, and everyone's going to look at you and be like, how do they do it? Like, they look so amazing, they look so glossy and beautiful and polished. And then in your mind you were thinking, if only they knew. And then literally as I was shuffling, the cards spilled everywhere. And that hasn't happened in a long time for either a general reading or for a one-on-one session. So I think some of you are just holding a lot of energy. And if someone is trying you, or it's like, oh, you make it look so easy, or like, that must be nice, you're so lucky. You're just like, do not try me right now because I'm holding it all in. And I think allowing that to be released a little bit, so you're not feeling that you have to be perfect or show up in a certain type of way, that you can just relax, will be very beneficial, okay? Another thing that was coming through in the channel was you running, and you were looking at this watch. It was like a running app, or just kind of tracking your pace, and you just kept improving. It was like day by day you were getting faster and you were getting stronger, but only when you have the energy to do so. Some of you might feel like you're in this competitive spirit with yourself or with your peers or with others. There was no one else running alongside you. You were not in a race. You were not paying attention to anyone else. I think that's also something to note. You're not competing with anyone aside from yourself. You don't have to worry about anyone else but yourself right now. And showing up at your best is all you have to worry about. Do not compare, okay? You were enjoying this beautiful run. It was like mountains were in the view, this like beautiful sunrise, like hues of like yellow and pinks and purples. It was very beautiful. So maybe even putting yourself in beautiful environments, whether it is self-care or when you are training, or even when you're working, going to a nice restaurant or a patio or a library, wherever you feel inspired, like put yourself in beautiful settings so that you can enjoy the process. We're in Taurus season after all, right? Taurus ruled by Venus. We get to enjoy this luxury, pleasure, success, wealth, all these things, okay? Good. The first 3 cards that I pulled, Leo, we have the 6 of Pentacles with the 2 of Cups, and then the 5 of Pentacles. So this is very interesting because we just talked about balance, self-care with the work that you're doing. And this can also just be reevaluating your relationships. For those of you that are married or in an intimate relationship, this can also be that maybe some of you are having doubts or fears around finances, or just a lack in general. And so that's just something to note, that are you feeling like you have to work so hard and be perfect or show up in a certain type of way for yourself? Or is it because of a business partner, a lover, a friend, a family member, that you're putting and feeling like you have to show up in a certain type of way to prevent something bad from happening, or to prepare for the worst, or because of all this external energy or what you've been going through in the past couple years or since the pandemic, you're like, I just want to make sure that we're on top of things, that we're successful, that we're doing it, that we're getting all the things done. And that can also just be something to reevaluate, and having those conversations with a partner of, are we on the same page? Are we wanting the same things? Or is one of us making the other one feel a certain type of way with their projections of energy, with conversations? So I think that's something I want you to reevaluate, Leos, with whatever that person is in your life. And that could even just be with yourself, of course. Usually when the Two of Cups comes up, it's with another individual, but just kind of seeing where you need more balance and more harmony. And if you're not feeling that, or there's this state of lack or fear or not feeling like you're good enough, then that's something that needs to be addressed sooner than later. And that might also just come up when the eclipses are happening. And even when we get to that end of April, there's a lot of shifts that are happening with the transits. So May 2nd, Venus moves into Aries, which will be really nice for Leos, given that it's a fellow fire sign, right? April 30th is when we have the new moon solar eclipse in Taurus. And then also at the end of April, Mercury moves into Gemini. So there's just so much that's happening that being mindful of this from the jump will help make that transition smoother. Because guess what? We also have, as our next 3 cards, the Star with the Queen of Swords and the World. Dreams coming true, affirming your voice and your boundaries to welcome in this new chapter. So that's what I'm saying, Leos, that overall, this is pretty positive. Even with the channel, it's like you just need to slow down, self-care, focusing on you. And you're probably going to appear radiant and amazing to everyone that views you, and not allowing other people's words or projections or side comments, whether they're good or bad, to get in your way. Because I feel like that's the only thing that might trip you up, are certain people that you care about in your life, or comparing yourself to others. If we can let go of that, let go of this 5 of Pentacles type energy of lack or fear or scarcity, then we are welcoming in something completely brand new, a dream that we have been cultivating, something that we've always been wanting, and not compromising, making sure that we are diligent with what we've always wanted, right? And so that's why I think for some of you with that 5 of Pentacles, like, why do I feel like I'm out in the cold or not good enough, or that these fears around money are coming through? Like, where is that coming from? And if it's coming from certain people in your life, that's where we maybe have to pull in a little bit of that Queen of Swords energy and being like, listen, this is what I'm affirming. This is what I need to say if we want this relationship to proceed, or even just having those tough conversations. Because once we release that energy, those people from our life, or those mindsets, guess what? This gets to come through. And even potentially an Aquarius could be a great source of inspiration, or to hold space for you, or even just helping you find your voice. Or it could be one of those little kind of fairy type energies that I saw at the beginning of the channel, of supporting you and helping you. Based on what I saw from the Aquarius channel, they're going to be holding a lot of space for everyone, and they're going to be given some tough love overall. That doesn't mean that's going to be applying to everyone watching this video for Leos. But if you're kind of needing someone to tell it like it is, and they may or may not be an Aquarius, I think could help you, because we're going to that new chapter. Of course, we have the eclipses present, where everyone collectively is going through this. The fixed signs are just feeling it that much more. So, I mean, hello. These are all very benevolent cards that are linking to relationships with others and ourselves, to welcome in our dreams and new cycles and new chapters. Sounds pretty good to me. And just being mindful of any projections or fears that are either coming from inside of ourselves or from other people. And they might be coming from other people just based off our own beliefs and paradigms, or just because we're exhausted. And because we're exhausted, our mind is wandering and is not getting the love and support that it needs. And so a lot of this might be rectified with you just taking a break or a vacation, or just booking some quality R&R, like we said. The bottom card on the deck here, Leos, we have the Page of Swords, which represents new thoughts, new ideas, new conversations. Just be aware of petty gossip. And I think that's even something that we said before, like other people's comments getting under your skin. It's like, I don't need to be aware and take any attention from those words if I don't need to. But on the positive side, the Page of Thoughts, like, okay, like there's some new ideas, some new beliefs, some new conversations that are happening that are actually going to benefit me. So don't be afraid of conversing. Don't be afraid of voicing these thoughts or these fears with people in your life, because the immediate effect here is you getting everything you've ever wanted. Okay? So don't be afraid of using your voice. Like I said, I think there's going to be some speaking opportunities or opportunities in general to stand in your power through your voice, especially when Mercury moves into Gemini, and just in general from what I saw on the channel. So enjoy. Self-care and TLC, please, 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 okay? Especially around the eclipses, especially with that full moon lunar eclipse we have in Scorpio around mid-May. That would also be an advantageous time to not overbook yourself. Give yourself a chance to rest. Call on the fairies and the cherubs and all your support at that time, okay? Beautiful. So that is my general reading for Leos for this Taurus season. If this reading resonated and you want to say thank you, all tips and donations are greatly appreciated. I'll link our PayPal in the description of this video. If you wish to dive into these energies more through a one-on-one reading, you can find all of our availability and scheduling on our website for tarot, astrology, and coaching. And please feel free to tag and share this reading with a fellow Leo that could benefit from the message as well, okay? Thank you again for watching. Have a beautiful Taurus season. Enjoy the expansion that'll come through with these eclipses, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.